Once upon a time, there lived a group of people called the Maasai. Some say they came from Egypt, dated back to the time of Moses and the Pharaoh. And they came around the Mount Sinai and finally arrived into the valley they call Kenya, which in Maasai means an open place. The Maasai were clans of herders, and like many nomadic tribes of Central and Western Asia, their most coveted possession were their cows. As they settled in the Great Rift Valley, they found themselves in a vast green land which they could call a home. Their lives were simple. The men will take care of the cows, while women will take care of the children, and everything related to the life at home. The families will trade cows for other things like maize, textile, and beads. The beads were always an important part of one's life. Every woman in every household will learn beadwork from their mother, and with these incredible things were created: necklaces, earrings, headpieces. Life was good. And then it happened. Our cows started to die. The land had gone dry and eroded. The climate had changed. To make things worse, the government had taken much of the grazing lands, each time for a new excuse. And we shared. We never grew up on the idea that land is something that can be owned. To us, land was communal for everyone. But soon, even our own people started to draw up fences between their lands. It was now about me and my family instead of us and our community. Each family was left with very little space to survive with the cows. And it was around this time that the mamas decided to take things into their own hands. After all, they were always the backbone of this community. Slowly but surely, they began to buy and sell goods brought from the town. And then they started to use what they knew best, their jewelry making skill. Every woman in every household was in truth an artisan, and now the whole family depended on it. So it followed, an incredible creation started to mark every village. These tiny beads help our family survive another year. The jewelry making has shown us that we have options, that we can change and survive. But the truth is that we cannot go on like this. We have to find an alternative solution quickly. The mamas are raising the future on their backs. What is important is that the future of the Maasai gets a proper send-off. When we were colonized, we were told our culture is not good enough, our values are irrelevant. I see that if only we had kept to our values, we would have still had communion lands for grazing, and a community that had each other backs. That's why I'm hoping that my little brothers and sisters can go to school. They need to fend for themselves. We need to educate them in the new ways of the world. But we must also educate them with our old values. Values of community, generosity, sharing, and love.